wooden hand. Who knew it was gonna come in so handy? Right, so PIP, wrist, right? So usually when it's still kind of warm, I'll take it and I'll say, oh, where do I need to trim? Oh, I need to trim down here. I need to trim it up here a little bit. And I want to go around this knuckle. So I'm going to trim it here, right? So I usually just use my fingers and I'll make a snip, right? Now you can get fancy and you can roll those corners a little bit so they don't snag. See? So I made a little slit and then I just trimmed that little corner. I have a terrible habit of using my hydrogulator because my splint pan never seems to be hot when I need it. So when I place it, I see what I'm doing. When I place it, I will just let it just naturally fall, right? The position is here. So you have one stable hand, one movable hand, right? So if I'm stabilizing here, in this part, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pinch it, I'm gonna overlap it, and I'm gonna pinch it. So I'm gonna lift it up and I'll put my finger underneath, I'm gonna pinch it, and I'm gonna give it a slight pull out. You see that? I do a slight pull out. Now the reason why is because I want to make sure it's not going and rubbing in a bony spot, right? So normally what I'll do is I'll do it like this on both sides. I'll fold, and then I'll take both hands and I'll pinch it and I'll just pull it. Now if you come up a little short, right, just take your material and stretch it and then you'll be fine. Take your material and stretch it, right? And this is what I normally do is I'll hold it here and I like to lay my fingers in between their fingers, right? So I'll take my fingers and I'll lay them like, so if I have to hold like this, I'll take my fingers and lay them in between their fingers. And that gets a really nice divot. And it's very light, you know? So depending on your material, you'll see that this one just conforms really nicely around the wood, right? So this is Orfit. You can use Aquaplast. The thing with these materials is they have a lot of memory. Now, if you use a piece like Taylor, it's gonna be thicker, right? Now, I like to use a thicker piece with someone who's got a bigger hand or is gonna do heavier work, like my construction worker guys. Let's see if I can cover both sides. Yeah, so I'll cover both. All right, so my material goes like this. So I'm gonna just be like, oh, I need to trim right here. So I'm gonna trim right here and I'm gonna trim right here, right? And then I'm gonna lay it down. I'm gonna fold it, pinch it. Oh my gosh, his thumb is in the way. I'm gonna fold it, I'm gonna pinch it, and then I'm gonna take it both and I'm gonna pinch and stretch. Pinch and stretch around the knuckle, and then I can go and smooth it out around the corners. Move my thumb out of the way, it's messing me up, right? So here we go. Right. So I like to do this where I smooth with one hand, move and stabilize with the other one, right? And I like to, with this one, I go up like this, or I'll come around like this. But once I curl the sides in, then I'll do that, right? Then my hand's gonna move. So here, I don't even have to press the big knuckles. Just by laying my fingers in between will give me that curvature. And then this right here has been pinched. I don't know if you can see it. This angle has been pinched and then stretched. And that is a dorsal block. Any questions?